Okay, so day two of our series, the story of Subcar. Today we're talking about exceptional service platforms. And you see, over the years, one of the major advantages I've always enjoyed is feedback. I had the opportunity to have spoken at different platforms and be approached by a lot of people who come to me and tell me deep stuff, tell me confidential information, tell me details I didn't have any business knowing. It was almost spontaneous. Many people meet me and just start to tell me their issues. So over time, as I grew up and started business, I noticed that there was a huge traction of people who needed emotional support. And I guess by virtue of my introverted nature, by virtue of the fact that I don't say so much, or I seem to be a very private person, it was like a plus. They could trust me with their confidentialities, they could trust me with their challenges. So I thought of it to be wise to make it part of my pitch. So you'll notice that so far it took a long while for us to come to where we are, because when I started off, especially, and I was going to do anger management, people said Nigerians will not come to you. People said Nigerians do not like the word therapist. I particularly remember one colleague said Nigerians will think you're calling them lunatics when you say you're a therapist. But I guess I just was too convinced that this was what I wanted to do, and I went on with pushing the content about being a mind and emotions therapist, talking about emotional intelligence, talking about anger management, spent a lot of money to get certified, even though there really wasn't any promise. Nobody had done it prior to that time in terms of anger management. So it was a huge risk, but I believed in it, and I really went after it. But having the skill and having the service is not enough. I noticed that one of the real game changers for Subcar is the fact that we don't joke with our customer feedback. We don't. I, for one, my team who can confirm this, I become really upset when a customer gives any hurting feedback. I get really upset when there is an impression that we have not attended to a customer in a respectable way or in a way that can guarantee a return. I take very great exceptions to it. Why is this so? Because my biggest asset are my relationships. I have very deep relationships with people that are simply business clients, and I don't take these relationships for granted. So because my biggest asset are relationships, it translates that my business should be able to represent relationships, should be able to represent intimacy, should be able to represent love, should be able to represent accommodation, should be able to should be able to demonstrate flexibility, should be able to show that we care about the customer, and whatever the customer wants, we can show capacity to show them how to get it, even if we don't offer it. So customer feedback became a major strategy for Subcar. From the outset, we ensured that any program and product we put out there was hinged on feedback. So you will notice that all the ebooks that we're sharing for free have a tone of stories behind them, because it is feedback from sessions, or feedback from comments, or feedback from programs and workshops and our courses. You will notice that every course that we have done has been feedback from the market, because we notice that people give responses to behaviors. People come to me in sessions and they have challenges, and we talk about them, and then I conceptualize a feedback. So from the feedback, we develop products or services that meet that demand. So for you to develop an exceptional service platform, my personal philosophy, which we have incorporated in Subcar 100%, is customer feedback. What is the customer saying? That's the first level. The second level of exceptional customer platforms that Subcar has embraced is the fact that when customers give feedback, we also go ahead of the service that we have created. How do I mean? I'm fortunate to follow authorities in the field, and so when I read their content, especially on Twitter, because Twitter seems to be one area where I learn the most right now, and when I read articles from my superiors in the field, I take note of their words, I take note of their patterns, I take note of their suggestions, I take note of what they claim is the next thing in the industry. So what I do is I tie my customers' feedback to the next thing I've noticed, like a trend that is about to happen, like a solution that's about to happen, like an outcome that is going to be a reality that is about to happen to life. So that is why it looks like we're always ahead. It looks like we launch products that people are like, we didn't think about that before. And that is why we brought CBT as a regular course. I noticed that the trend of depression and recession globally suggests that depression is going to be the highest killer by 2030. And from the trends globally, CBT is beginning to become a major solution to depression. And CBT is not so popular here. So I took advantage of our social media popular influence and decided to start doing CBT related courses. You know why? So that when CBT arrives in Nigeria fully as a practice and as an accepted way of solving mental problems, it becomes easier for people to say, yes, Subcar. It suddenly becomes like we're synonymous with that solution. So that is how our exceptional service platform has evolved. First, customer feedback, we don't joke with it. It informs the kind of solutions we create. Remember, Bill Gates says that the biggest flattery a business can get is the complaint of their customers. And one of the things I have learned is that when a customer complains, you are really blessed, because many customers will just walk away. Many customers will go to the next available service provider. If they stick to you, it is not a joke. If they complain to you, it may not be good complaint, it may not be palatable complaint, but it is something to be grateful about. So customer feedback, I don't joke with it. Subcar, we embrace it. Secondly, we leverage on the feedback and leverage on the solutions we've noticed in the industry, the pattern and the trend, and then we latch on the next available solution and create a buzz around it and sell it. It's very, very important for you to realize this. Thirdly, I will say that you need to, leverage on your personality. Whoever your personality is, create a brand around it and make your organization identify with it. Because most times, actually, you will notice that your organization embodies your personality. So that's how we, in Subcar, created our exceptional service platform. We love every customer we have interacted with, and we try to show loyalty to our customers. We take your feedback seriously, and for every feedback, we make sure we deliver a solution. So that's it. Tomorrow, we would talk about the patriarchal system. The patriarchal system is one solution I evolved that talks about the fact that you may choose to stay with the masses, or you may choose to become leader of the leaders that deal with the masses, which is what Subcar has successfully done by creating the Academy of Coaches. You can choose to become an authority with other authorities who are taking care of the masses, or you stay with the masses. Those are two options. We'll talk about the patriarchal system tomorrow. So let's watch this video, regurgitate it, think about it, pen down your questions, and then let's hook up at 10 p.m. tonight. See you at 10 p.m. tonight. Thank you. Bye.